Boom, right? And I know that, people will hear like words like amazing, or this is going to be awesome, right? These are almost persuasive words. I don't know if you guys have any sales background. I have a pretty deep sales background from corporate, but these are like words that are, I hate to say it like this, but they're kind of like mind manipulating words, right? Because I'm actually telling them how the service is going to be. I'm telling them how to feel. I was talking to one of our, is she on this call? I thought I saw the name. I don't think she's on the call. I was talking to one of my new done for you clients that I'm working with, and she told me her business name, right? And when she told me the business name, I like immediately loved it because in her, one of the words in her business name, like it fed an emotion, right? It made me feel a way immediately. So now I'm like drawn to that because the emotion that I feel is like that's the result that I want, and I feel like her business is going to give me that promise. So we want to make sure that we use words like that, right? Because we're kind of telling them how the service is going to be. We're going to tell them what the outcome, what they can expect. And that all goes into closing that lead. So I hope that kind of answered your question, because I know I provided a lot of information in one answer, but I kind of just feel like don't ask them for the debit or credit card. Just give them the link and assume the close. Gain their trust first. Now, if somebody is elderly, the only time I ask for their card is somebody's elderly or they seem like they're having a really hard time, and I've done all that I can to kind of walk them through it. And they kind of let me know, like, can you just help me? I'm like, okay, yes, let's hop on a call. And you can provide me with your card number and I'll put it in same time. So that way I'm not having to write it down anywhere, right? Because we don't want to get into that identity theft scenarios, or like all that just opens up such like a red flag door that you don't want to get into. So I'll look for if you have any follow-ups to this long answer, Joy, down below if you have any questions on that. Okay, yeah, let me look for the county work permit. I'm in Atlanta, so that's good to know. Business, yes. No, business is good in Atlanta. There's so many suburbs around Atlanta, right? And then of course you have Atlanta itself, which there's a lot of condos and uprise, right? But there's a lot of suburbs. The only thing that I would recommend for Atlanta or other areas that's similar to Atlanta is because Atlanta's traffic is horrendous. So you would need to almost hire cleaners in these set areas that can service like Powder Springs, right? So that way, somebody that services that area doesn't have to travel all the way through that traffic to another side of town. So that's the only thing I would recommend for that. If you plan on offering, is just hire cleaners that are in those areas where you're going to have your clients set versus like Dallas, I could just hire a cleaner in Plano and they can service all of them without having to worry about super killer traffic. Let's see, when it comes to pricing, what do you prefer, flat rate, hourly rate? Also, how do you pay your 1099 contractors if you decide to pay them 30 hours, pay them 30 an hour? Should you double the amount or pay them an hour to ensure they get paid 30? Since I decided to give them 50% of the earnings made from the cleanings, also I decided to go hourly rate. How much should I charge for standard, deep, and move in business is based in Jacksonville, Florida. Awesome. That's also another very good area too. Joy, Jacksonville, Florida. So real full question. I'm going to break this down in pieces. So for starters, there are some guides for pricing and for paying cleaners inside the CO Cleaning Academy. For those that are brand new, I'm currently, if you get, maybe you get probably seen it already on the side where it says Cleaning Course 2.0. I'm going to provide some much more deeper detailed guides in this new course. So like how Tisha was asking a question, like, what do I do next, right? No, I'm so sorry, it wasn't Tisha. Lakeisha was asking, what do I do next, right? So it'll break that down much more easier. But most of the questions that you guys do ask, and of course, this is exactly what this is here for, the community segment. But also if you just search whatever keyword you're looking for in the academy, you'll get so much information, because besides the course, there's also the the resource space, and then also the I changed the name to, I think it's FAQ. It was called something else, but those two spaces has so much information. So with hourly versus flat rate, this is my theme with hourly versus flat rate, right? I'm not going to give you a perfect example. We had one of our clients with the VA company. She had somebody to do a job today, right? And this job was booked. This is like literally the perfect example of why I don't like hourly. The job was booked from a previous client, and he booked a 3-hour job. And the cleaner came out and did the job, and he stopped the job exactly at 3 hours. The cleaner left. A little bit after that, he calls us and he's like, yo, what's going on? She totally forgot the whole upstairs of my home. Is she gonna come back and finish? Like, I'm confused. And we're confused too. Like, well, you booked for 3 hours. She provided 3 hours worth of service for the time frame that, provide the service within the time frame you selected. And basically he was like, well, the last cleaner you guys sent, she cleaned the whole house in 3 hours, like all the upstairs and downstairs, and even did the basement in 3 hours. So what happens is, like, cleaners shouldn't get penalized for being paid less because they do an excellent job, right? And also, you can't predict, like, there's no set standard of one cleaner may take 3 hours to clean the whole house and another cleaner may take 5 hours. Like, they may move slower in pace. They may be newer. They may not have the good enough products. Products make a big difference in how sufficient a cleaning service can get done in like outcome and time together. So you can't, that's like really comparing apple to oranges to be able to say, like, hey, yeah, if you always book for 3 hours, you'll be able to get your entire service done, not unless you sent the same person. And now what if that person's has a bad day and they go a little slower, right? The client, it's hard to build trust with that client when there's no like set standard, like it's just fluctuating, because now he's not going to know what he's going to get. Like, don't send somebody else and she takes 2 hours and she only cleans the kitchen, right? I literally had to clean, I only took 2 hours to clean the kitchen. So, you know what I mean? Like, so that's my thing with hourly, like there's no set standard. And then of course I have some other concerns with it of like cleaners milking clocks, when you're paying them hourly as well to provide an hourly service. I just love flat rate. I think it provides so much more stability. It allows your clients to be able to book without you being present. This will be able to bring you into that residual income and making money in your sleep phase, right? Because people can go to your website and book, like, okay, yes, I have a 3-bedroom. I need a deep clean. I have 2 bathrooms and I want to add these add-ons. And then this is the price point. And it doesn't change whether or not, whether or not who cleans the house and how fast they take. He may get Maria that cleaned it in 3 hours, but he paid a flat rate. And then he may get Sophia to clean the house and she took 5 hours, but it's still flat rate, right? So that is the scenario. And then with the pricing structure for that, I typically like to include like in that equation of that, the size of the home. So how many bedrooms and bathrooms, the square footage of the home, and the type of cleaning. So deep cleaning, standard cleaning, move in and move out cleaning. And you want to make sure that you do the research of your market area, right? To make sure that you are, you're not like undercharging your services. Now, I'm not saying that you have to make sure to price your services at where everybody's pricing them, because if you provide a premium service and you want to charge a premium price, then you do so. But you would hate if you charge 30 to 50% under that price and under like the market industry rate, and the cleaning company down the street is double charging what you paid. You know what I mean? Like that would feel really bad to the gut. So you don't want to do that. So you do want to make sure that you do your pricing research. I see a lot in the Facebook group where people would post, and I almost want to stop allowing those posts, but people would post like these images of like standard rate pricing. Hey, for a 1-bedroom, charge 60, for a 2-bedroom, charge 120, for a 3-bedroom, charge this, right? But that's not accurate. Like when, because I get to see a lot of like insight, right? We have a lot of different companies that we service in the VA company. Colorado, Atlanta, New York, like all over the place. And none of their prices are the same, right? We have a Colorado client to where she charges like 600 for the same job, and Charlotte is like 250. 1 second, you guys. Sorry, y'all. It's the kiddos. Um, but yes, like none of their pricing is the same. We have a client that just started in Michigan. I was shocked. It was like a job for like $1,000 and 1,069, right? And it was like a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, deep clean with some add-ons. But like that whole job was like $1,000, right? Somewhere else that may not be. So you don't want to just go off these posts that says like, oh, this is what the pricing to be. No, do the research for your market. Make sure that you are charging market price. Okay. And paying your cleaners, I wouldn't recommend paying them hourly either, because like I said, I've seen situations where cleaners will milk the job, and like there's no incentive for them to take on more jobs or to complete a job fast, right? But if you charge flat rate and you can assign them 2 to 3 jobs a day, they're going to be trying to get done as fast as possible to get to the next job. Get done as fast as possible, of course, with the best service. Get done as fast as possible, go to the next job, right? So I like to make it real easy. I pay them a percentage of the job amount. The most typical pricing pay is like 50%, 50-50, 60-40. I've seen a couple do 70-30. This also depends on your pricing as well, right? Because what are you paying them 50% of? What are you paying them 70% of? When clients or when cleaners are complaining that the pay is not right, then that just means that your pricing is not good at your market rate, and you want to revisit that pricing. Okay. Let me make sure I answered all of those questions. So yeah, so I would recommend flat rate for your charging your services, and percentage paying your cleaners. Yeah, and then for a deep clean, move out and move in and move out, there's typically an upcharge. So like whatever you charge for your standard, you can either charge them like $100 additional for deep clean, 150 additional for move in and move out, but that's totally per your market area. Hey, Miss Nikki. So, let's say, so that is I would definitely recommend, reviewing the course. So basically with getting your remote cleaning business set up and having it be successful, you want to make sure that you get your foundation set up, business name, the right business name, your domain, email, phone, your LLC or DBA. Okay. You guys, I think LLCs are so much over preached online, which is awesome. They provide really great benefits. But depending on your area, if you are having to make a decision of, do I spend $300 on an LLC or do I spend $300 on marketing? Always go marketing, get your DBA, get the profits, then get the LLC. Okay. But you want to make sure that your business is set up the right way. Then you want to hire. You want to make sure that you are hiring the right cleaner. You're hiring the right person that has the experience, that knows how to do this, that has been doing this, that has the equipment and the supplies. I really like working with people that have their own business. I know some people get nervous with doing so because they're like, are they going to steal my clients? And they might. And when they do, you fire them. Okay. So don't sweat the small things. There's so many other bigger things that's going to happen. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it. And also you having for them, like you making them W-2 over contractors doesn't change that either, you guys. I just had a conversation with somebody and they was wanting to know, which one was best. I'm always gonna feel like 1099 is best until I think otherwise. But you want to find the right person. It's always best if they have a minimum of 2 years experience. Okay. And then you want to find your clients, find the right lead gen platform for your area, whether it's Thumbtack, Yelp, Google. Google is amazing. It's an amazing resource to find leads. They have 3 different options to do so on your Google My Business, which is like your Google Map Pack area, your Google LSA, your Google, which is your local service ads. We were just talking about that earlier. And then also your Google Ads. Okay. So setting those up and finding your right client. Of course, there's free ways to do that, Facebook groups, friends and family. But I've only ever invested in those type of lead gen platforms. Okay. After that, you want to just tighten up your strategies, or not strategies, sorry, tighten up your SOPs, like tighten up your systems and your scripts and your processes, and nail down a really awesome hiring funnel, right? And all these resources are in the academy as well. So those are like the major tips of getting the business to having a successful business. Of course, there's some different strategies and things to apply. I guess if you want to give me a more specific question in what areas to have it to be successful, I can definitely provide you with some more details. The 1 number cheat code that I have for any success in any business is consistency. Like just showing up every single day, doing something that is contributing to the growth of your business, big or small. Okay. The more you do, like the bigger the things that you're doing, that's not the word I'm looking for, but the things that you're actually doing in business will be bigger, provide a bigger impact, but just be consistent. Okay. Just find a way to show up every single day. I just joined a few minutes ago. If I already have a Google Voice phone number, am I able to keep the phone number if I register with OpenPhone? That's a good question. Now, I do know OpenPhone, you can import or export a phone number. I just don't know, like, is that Google phone number like a real phone number, like if it is, and that's like it totally like same thing as a T-Mobile phone number or Verizon, then yes, you totally can. You can just export that phone number onto your OpenPhone account. Happy October, everyone from Chicagoland area. Awesome. It is October, y'all. I can't believe it. It's the last quarter of the year, like literally the last quarter of the year. This year went by so fast. Traffic is horrible. Yeah, it is. I hate driving through Atlanta. Like if I'm ever driving from North Carolina back to Texas, it's inevitable. I hate it. I'm very stuck on pricing and location as well. So, one good insight that can help you with trying to figure out location. I was talking to somebody today about like, if you set up your Thumbtack, so let's say you have a general area, right? And you're like, I want to offer business in Dallas, but there's a whole bunch of surrounding suburbs and small cities. I don't know what you're going to provide the best traffic. Look on there. It'll let you know like how many leads you would expect in these different regions and cities and suburb areas. That can definitely help you with giving you an insight on the location. A couple of things that I look for when I'm trying to place a company in a location is their income levels by looking at schools in the area, because good school districts mean that they're serviced through, their property tax, right? School tax, property tax. Also the prices of homes. So I normally like to look for a suburb or city area to where like the homes are no less than like 300K. And this is not going to be the same for every region, you guys. Okay. Like you have to find the happy medium. Like I don't like to do super upscale. Like, my personal my sweet spot is like houses that's like no more than like 2,800 square feet. I'll do 3,000, but 2,800 square feet and under my sweet spot. Okay. But like, it doesn't have to be super upscale, but you want to make sure that the clients that you're servicing, that, when things get a little tough, the maid expense isn't the first one they're going to cut. So Household incomes, I like to do like no less than 100,000. That can be combined incomes, but those are just different factors that I look for when I'm really trying to place a company in a certain area. And then, like I said, pricing is just a matter of doing research. Like once you know the area you want to service, do your market research. Look up these different cleaning companies in the surrounding areas. What does their websites look like? Do they offer instant booking, or do they still have it old school to where you have to call in for a quote, or email for a quote, or text for a quote, or having some, or worse, having somebody come out to the home to do an estimate? And then, you know what I mean? Like look at all of those things. And then if they do offer instant booking, look at their pricing structure. What are they charging for a 1-1? What are they charging for a 3-2? This will how you'll be able to determine like what the market price is. And of course, you don't want to just use one company as an example. You want to like at least look at, I like to look at least 15. If you can't find 15, you know, however many you can look, just don't be like, okay, I'm done. Because it can be a search. This is why it's called market research. It is, it's not just a little quick breeze of a time. It does take some time to actually do that work.